Yeah, so just enjoy this. So first of all, I just want us just to recognise our best standing posture. Sorry, I've got a fluffy jumper on because it's really cold in this room actually. So just feet in hip width, or even just kind of where you'd go to, your natural go-to standing position. That's it. And I want us now to think crown of the head. So maybe just through the day, just coming back to this standing posture, crown of the head. And then that imaginary bit of string, now remember that's towards the back of the head, is going to lengthen you up to the sky. So notice you've already grown that extra sort of millimetre or so. We notice the feet on the ground, or obviously, day to day in our shoes there, just lengthening up. So notice now the space between the ears and the shoulders. Just notice that naturally just occurring there. Yeah, just with a couple of breaths, so maybe even relaxing the shoulders a little bit more. And then the widening across the front of the body. So imagine now you've just drawn a smile from your right shoulder all the way to the left. So that sense of a smile, that sense of opening across the front of the body. So then if we soften the knees just a fraction, that isn't bending the knees, because obviously we're not going to go around like that, are we? But just maybe just a fraction of release into the knees so that we're not stretching those legs out and pushing the hips forward. And notice that your back might just come into, quite a nice comfy position. Good. And then if we just blink our eyes closed, just for a breath, notice your arms hanging by the side of the body. Again, notice the space between the ears and the shoulders, just very light, very natural. And notice the weight even through both feet. Maybe even from the front to the backs of the feet as well. So everything's just going to be able to work well. Now when we blink open our eyes, we're going to nod our chin to chest, take a breath in. And on the exhale, we're just starting with a roll down. So again, we might want to deepen the knee bend, just start to take a roll down. Release the neck and the shoulders, really well done. Let the arms just ease forward as the crown of the head leads down towards the mat. And then start to notice quite a nice stretch into the backs of the legs. We could pause here, just let everything go. Tension in the necks and the shoulders. Just let all that travel down to the mat. Now when we're ready, we'll start to rise up from the mat, inhaling, remember, just an up prep. And then as you exhale, can you start to notice a tuck of your tailbone? So your tailbone heads down towards the ground. And we gradually start to unwind and unravel the spine. Bringing ourselves all the way back to standing. Beautiful. Do that one more time. So nod the chin to chest, take a breath in. I'm just having a look at what you're doing now. Good. And then as we exhale, start to roll yourself down. So release of the neck and the shoulders. Yeah, lovely. Good. Let the arms go. Let your head just hang. And ideally, we're keeping our hips over our ankles rather than letting our hips head back. These are looking good. Really let the head just hang. And if you want to bend the knees a bit deeper, then absolutely fine to do that. See if you can let your head go completely. So you're not holding any tension in the back of the neck. You're just letting it drift down, yeah? Just let that go. Now, this is quite a good time to check out your toenails, isn't it? So, and book in, obviously, when we're out of lockdown. And then we start with that tuck of the tailbone, inhaling. Good, and then carry on with that exhale. So the tailbone heads down to the ground, and then we rebuild and restack. So we feel the back stretching all the way back up. They look absolutely fantastic. And back to standing. Yeah, let's just see if we can revisit that standing posture, that openness, the crown of the head to the sky. Now, right shoulder, we're just going to take a roll into the right shoulder. So this is fairly relaxed. And I want you to just enjoy the next few exercises, because this is all about opening up through the front of the body and getting some mobility through our shoulder area, front and back, that helps us with our posture. So particularly if we've got a little bit of sitting down, whether it's admin, whether it's work, whatever it is today. Good. And then I want us to stop and go the other way. It doesn't feel quite as reasonable, but we're going to do that anyway. So taking the shoulder back and then up and round. And there might be a few little clicks and clunks, and don't worry about that. That's absolutely fine, as long as there's no pain as we do that. Good. And then we relax. Lovely. We're going to do exactly the same to the left side. So your left shoulder, take that shoulder up and back. The arms just relaxed. So your arm's just hanging. So I can see some of us are kind of here. Just see if you can let your arm hang and let the shoulder do that movement. Can you let your arm just hang? Lovely. Good, and then let's go the other way. Good, inhaling and exhaling, lifting the shoulder up and then bringing it forward. But again, a really loose arm as we do that. Good, and then we pause there, just take a breath. Now come with me on this one, arms out ahead of you. Notice a little bit of heat into the shoulders. Can you keep your body still on this one, gang? So we're going to retract the shoulders. We're going to pull the shoulder blades back towards, I know I've got my fluffy jumper on here. So we're going to draw the shoulder blades together, but we haven't changed anything in the torso. And then we're reaching both hands forward and widening across the back. So your shoulder blades separating. Typically we do that stretch, don't we? But we're not actually going to round forward. We're going to pull the shoulder blades wide. And we'll go again with the breath. So we can inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Imagine the scapula, your shoulder blades drawing together over your rib cage. And then widening on the exhale as you reach the arms away from you, but you're still standing tall rather than rounding. So we'll pull the shoulders back and then we'll reach them forward, just getting some lovely movement into that shoulder area and the muscles around there. Lovely. Good. Just one more time. So a little squeeze and then that little reach away. Wonderful. Now the arms come down and we inhale all the way back and up to the sky on the exhale. So we inhale and exhale to complete that circle. Enjoy. One more time. Inhale, open across the chest, and then exhale, bring the arms down and completely relax. Beautiful. Now head over to a wall or window edge, like the edge of the window, or even a wardrobe. I'd like your hand arm distance away, or your body arm distance away from the wall, and your fingertips head back. Doesn't matter which hand you're on. Good. So your fingertips are heading back as if we're in a 10 to 2 with the hands, and then we walk the feet away from the body until we find quite a reasonable stretch, particularly into the top of the chest, so that kind of pec area, armpit and front of the shoulder. So we're tall, so I'll just show you again. We're standing upright and then we just walk the feet away from the wall. So we're still totally upright. So we should feel that quite good. So you've walked your feet, shall I show you from here? So you're standing here, then you walk your feet away from the hand. Does that make sense? So all the hand and the arm hasn't moved, but you've walked your feet away. Yeah. And that isn't, trying to strain the shoulder there. So, I know some of us will probably feel we can go right into that. I want you to make it less so that there's no strain. Now, walk yourself back round to your start position. Good. And then I want that same arm reaching all the way up the wall with your hip and your ribs and your armpit right on the wall. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, so hands up if we're having fun. Yeah, that's it. Well done, everybody. So reaching right up. So again, we get that wonderful stretch. Maybe it's a little bit into the back of the shoulder. Maybe you can feel that down the side of the body. Take a breath in and a breath out. Well done. Now we bring the arm forward and then we go over to the other side of our room, to do the same on the other side. So you're an arm distance away, but just before you do anything, just notice, maybe a little bit of looseness, maybe a little bit of heat, maybe something in that other arm there. So hand on the wall, fingertips face a little bit away from you. You're an arm distance away, crown of the head to the sky, come back to your standing posture for me, and then just tiptoe the feet away from the hand. Just enough to start to feel a reasonable stretch. A good stretch, but without any strain. So you can look away from the hand as well, so you can look towards that direction you're facing with your hips. And again, put some energy up through the crown of the head. And notice that stretch, inhaling and exhaling. Just enjoy. Good, and then when you're ready, we can bend the knees and walk ourselves back to our central position to come right up to the wall, slide your hand all the way up, straight up the wall, and then nudge your hip, your ribs and your armpit as much as we can close to the wall. So you can reach those fingertips high, find some sort of stretch, maybe back of the shoulder, maybe still into the chest, maybe bicep, maybe armpit. Inhale and exhale, length, and then gradually sweep the arm all the way forward. That's best, just so we don't strain the shoulder, and then come to face your wall. Again, I'm just going to talk you through it. This is our last stretch at the wall. Fingertips are hand on the wall for me, so whichever kind of works for you better there. And then start to walk your feet back. Your hands a little bit lower than shoulder height to start with, and then as your feet walk back, you can start to slide your hands a little bit down the wall. Now, walk as far back as you can stay with your hands on the wall, and then pull your hips back to come to almost like a wall down dog. Then we might just need to bring the feet back in so we can pull the hips all the way back over the ankles. Yeah, that's it. Let me have a look at you there. Brilliant. So Liz, I think you could pull your hips back. Imagine I've got your hands, my hands are, yeah, lovely. So we get that lovely stretch, back of the shoulders, armpit area, chest area, all the way down the back of the legs. Take a breath in for 2. And exhale. Good, now last one, plant those heels down. Good, and then bend the knees and walk yourself back to the wall. They're just a couple of stretches you can add in. Come back to the center of your mat for me. Good, and just let the arms swing and sway. Good, and then we're just heading into our spine mobility as our last prep. So feet are in hip width. I'd like us to turn our body towards the right. So again, Liz, you might be just going straight up and down on this one. Nod of your chin to your chest. And then as we exhale, we're going to roll down our right side. So ground your feet. Notice that both feet are facing forward. Both feet are level. Soften through the knees where we need. And notice, as we come down, you might notice the right side, back of thigh, maybe even the outer thigh. But you might notice the left side body. And then we come through, inhaling, over to our left side. And we're going to roll up on the exhale, all the way to standing, coming up our left side. We might need extra breath, so don't worry if we add that in as well. And then back to our start. Now double check that felt comfortable. Roll out, turn the body to our left side. Inhale, nod your chin to chest, find your feet. And exhale, roll down our left side. Notice the right side body, release the neck, release the shoulders. Good, aim to keep a little softness through the knees. Inhale our way all the way around to the right side, and then exhale our way up the right, all the way back to our start. Don't worry if we need extra breaths. Good, come all the way back to your standing position. One more each way. Inhale, turn to the right. Nod your chin, exhale, roll yourself down. Maybe you might be coming down the center instead. Inhale as you come over to the left side, and then exhale. Notice that automatically you'll be using those deep tummy muscles. All the way back up. Good, and back to our start. Good, come round to our left side. This is our last one. Remember, you might be coming up and down the middle. Rolling all the way down our left side if we wanted, or we're coming down through the center. Good, inhaling over to our right side, feet are firm, neck is released, head's hanging, and then exhale our way up the right side. That's it, well done. Scoop the tailbone under. Yeah, and ease your way back. Beautifully done. Back to our start. Lovely. Grab your chair for me. Good, and pop your chair onto your mat, just so you can have your feet on the floor. Okay, lovely. Now come with me, gang, on this first bit. Good, and then we're just going to layer in a little bit of a challenge as we go. So we're starting towards the front edge of our chair. We're in a lovely upright position. Our heels then come a little bit further back towards the chair with our knees and feet in hip width. We're leaning forward, so we take the weight into the thighs, gather the arms and inhale the arms up, all the way up to the sky as we come to standing. Now we need to trust ourselves here. As we exhale, we reach the arms back and pop the bottom back down. Yeah, go again, leaning forward, inhaling, reaching the arms up long, get a nice stretch. I'm not bothered if the shoulders come with you. Yeah, so we can get a lovely stretch, and then exhale your way back to sitting. Yeah, lovely, go again. So inhaling, so, I'll set you the challenge every day, every time you're sat on a kitchen chair today, you can do this 20 times. I'm only kidding, we don't have to. So lean forward and reach all the way up. Good, length through the spine. Try maybe not arching the back too much and then sitting the bottom back. Good, we've got that one more time. Lean forward, lengthen and lift on the inhale. Good, and then exhale, sit the bottom back, mind over matter there as we sit down. So we want to hold on to the chair. Okay, so this time, inhale, bring yourself to arms shoulder height. Exhale, sit your bottom back so your thighs just touch the chair. Yeah, so your thighs are just touching. Inhale up. Good. And exhale your bottom back, just touching the chair, not all the way to the chair. Good, we've got two more exactly like that. Have a look in your camera. Have a look at the line of your spine. So as you sit your bottom back, if you've got that lovely long spine, notice you're starting to fire up your thighs. Oh, one more of those. So sitting back, just touching the chair and then coming back up. Now this time we don't touch the chair at all. So 6, so no touching the chair as you sit back and then back to standing. Good, go 5. So we're going back to that same position. Good, lovely length through the spine, space between the ears and the shoulders, knees and feet are in hip width. Yes, I'm loving it. So we want that lovely ski slope position of the back. Yeah, lovely. Good, 2 more to go. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, and then our last one, superb, really well done, gang. Sit your bottom down, take a little recovery. Yeah, maybe just tap out the feet if you wanted. No reason to do that really. Good, and then now we're going to try a single leg work. So it's going to look like this. We're going to lean forward, put our weight through one leg, it doesn't matter which, you might just need to adjust your feet, and then see if we can come up with that single leg position. And then we're going to put both feet down and sit down. So Yvonne, it's up to you whether you want to, try that or not. So totally up to you. This is our last bit in our seated position, gang. So come with me, try that little challenge. So let's lean forward, put the weight through our right leg just for that. Just pick a leg. So we'll put the weight through the right leg. Can we pick up the left foot and then come up to standing? Yeah. Harder than it kind of you would think. Put the left foot down and then sit your bottom back. Let's do one more on the right side. So can we make sure that right foot is back, a little lean forward, pick up the left foot, and then inhale our way up to our start. Oh, I put my foot on the chair there, I was cheating. Put both feet down and then sit your bottom back. Yeah, lovely. Okay, let's try the other side. So we're trying to keep that knee alignment. So we're on the left side, we lean forward and pick up the right foot, and then can we come out of the chair, yeah, with our single leg. Put the right foot down and sit your bottom back. You know what's coming up, don't you? We'll do one more of these. So we pick up the right foot, lean forward, and then see if we can lift. Now inhale, or you can exhale your way up. Put your right foot down and then sit your bottom down. Now let's go back to our right leg. So again, Yvonne, you might be doing, something slightly different. Lean forward, pick up your left. We're going to go up and down. So can we lean forward, come up into our right side? Good. Can we keep the left leg lifted and then sit the bottom back to the chair? Yeah, good, good. I see a little bit of wobbling going on there. Lean forward again, going up, inhale our way up, stand tall, lengthen through that right thigh, and then see if we can sit the bottom back. Oh, yes. Yeah, we'll do one more on the right side. I'm laughing because I'm using the chair just to find my thigh there. Good, one more time. That's it, good. And then sitting the bottom back. Yeah, and coming down, give the leg a little shake out. 3 on the other side, done. Yeah, okay. So let's bring the heel back on our left side, pick up our right foot, inhale our way up to standing. Good, and then see if we can exhale, sit the bottom back to the chair. Looking good, looking good. Good, I know next time you're going to get a higher chair, aren't you? So leaning forward and then lengthening, using that left thigh and buttock. Good, and then sitting the bottom back, keeping that alignment of the left knee. We've got one more to do. I'm not sure if this is getting more graceful or not. So coming all the way up, lengthen, beautiful work, gang. And then again, keep that knee alignment, so knee facing forward as you sit your bottom back. Well done. Good. Just out of interest, bring the feet into hip width and then just come up to standing and then sit your bottom back. And how easy does that feel? How easy does that feel? So, you know, maybe when we first started we thought, oh yeah, my legs are working, but now how easy is that? Okay, put your chair to one side, but we do need it a little bit later. So I'm just going to put that there. And then you're going to head to the back edge of the mat. I promise everything else is lovely. Feet, knees and feet in hip width. Notice those legs warmed up. And then when you're ready, a nod of your chin to chest. Great for buttock and thigh strength again. And then let's roll ourselves down. Now, if you've had enough of rolling down, you could bend your knees and bob yourself down. Otherwise, join me walking out. Can you keep your hips high? Yeah, can you keep them high? Can you keep them high until your hands come slightly further forward of your shoulders with your hips up, almost like a down dog? And then bring your shoulders forward and pull yourself through into plank pose. Yeah, that's it. Press a little bit into the ground, space between the ears and the shoulders. And you remember that little, where we did the opening across the back of the body with that first little shoulder bit? So again, widening the shoulders, so not collapsing into the shoulders, but widening the shoulders. Press the heels away, we're nearly there. Yeah, that's it, Claire, just coming out to that. A couple more breaths. Good, tighten the buttocks, notice those inner thighs connecting. And then in your mind, not connecting necessarily together. And then pop yourself down onto your knees. Straight into cat to cow. So round up into cat, tuck the tailbone under. If you can, send the tops of your feet a bit closer to the mat. So you just a little push down through the tops of the feet. And then on your exhale, can you tuck your toes and send your tailbone high and your crown high? So we're getting a little bit of footwork as well as we go. So can we tap the tops of the foot, inhale round into cat, pressing the tops of the feet as we scoot the tailbone under. And then on your exhale, can you tuck your toes, send your tailbone high and your crown high. So remember when you said crown of the head? I want that up to the ceiling. One more time. Some of us are going to make that less without doing the cow pose and maybe just staying with the cat. Press the tops of the foot into the mat so you can feel the toes as well. Notice you get a little bit more purchase as you do that. And then exhale our way into our cow pose. Tailbone high, crown of the head high. Not everybody's going to do that one. Good, and then all the way back to our start. Well done. Now bring yourself straight onto your forearms and we're heading into swan to a baby cobra. Yeah, so staying with our posture, we've opened those shoulders up a little bit, haven't we? Nose tickles the mat, fingertips level with the eye line, legs are in parallel. When you're ready, just check out your arm position. Check that your elbows are quite wide rather than scooting. They can be wider than the mat if you like. Good, from here, lifting your chest on the inhale. Your chest lifts and your head lifts, and notice the space between the ears and the shoulders just naturally. We don't have to do any more than that. Exhale as you come all the way back down to the mat. Now I want length through both legs, so you're stretching out through both legs. As you inhale, lift, peel your chest off the mat and notice your back starting to do some work. Length in the back of the neck, and then exhale your way down, lengthening back to your start, maybe even relaxing your shoulders. Good, I'm going to ask you just maybe for 3 or 4 more of those. I'm just going to come over and see what you're doing there. That's it. Yeah, lovely, beautiful, great neck positions. Yeah, just making sure we keep the length in the back of the neck. So do you remember when we lift the chest, but we send the crown of the head out rather than up? So Yvonne, you tuck your chin a little bit there, just very gently, so that lengthening out rather than the forehead leading. Yeah, I'm happy with that, really happy with that, looking good. Okay, so then let's take that into the small cobra or baby cobra. So again, I'd like some energy through the legs. Notice that kicks in those back muscles and probably the tummy muscles as well as you do that. Just kind of notice that. Is that happening? Just as you stretch the legs, there's a little bit of tightness and awareness. So now we come up to swan. It's the lift of the chest and the head, inhaling. And then the exhale, notice the palms and the forearms and lift your chest a little bit higher. So again, leading with the crown of the head. At this point, I want you to feel your middle back. So around the bottom of the shoulder blades or the brow line. Yep. And then when you're ready, exhale your way down to the mat. Everything can be smaller, everything could be the swan. It could be just staying with the swan. Relax those shoulders again. Good, and we'll go again. I'll do one more with you. Extend the legs. Inhaling as you lift to a swan, and then exhaling as you come up into that baby cobra. We're supported by the forearms, the hands, the elbows maybe even as well. Good, and then slowly coming back down, exhaling to relax and to release the shoulders completely. Yeah, I'd like you to do that again. And while we're doing that, I want you to think, sometimes we've talked about the opposition, haven't we? So what I want you to think, the legs are going out behind you to the end of the mat. And away from that, the crown of the head is leading up. So you get that sense that the legs are going one way and the crown of the head is going the other. But also the forearms are anchoring you down. So you've kind of got a three-way pull and stretch. Crown going one way, spine lengthening, legs going the other way. And then the forearms first, so you're anchored to the mat. So you've got that sense of being drawn up and out through the back there as well. So you've got that three-dimensional pull. Don't worry if that doesn't make sense. We're not heading into a TARDIS or anything like that. It's just that sense of opposition, reaching the legs one way, the crown of the head the other, but stabilizing with the arms. So we've got that kind of extra point of reference there as well. Good, we're coming all the way back down. Good, and so that's going to be our last one. And then what I'd like now is to come all the way back into child pose. We've got the double leg kick. So the knees are going to go wide, the toes come together and your bottom sits all the way back to counterpose that back work that we did. Now the crown of the head, the forehead, can rest on the mat and our sit bones can just ease back towards the heels. Now if you wanted, we can fold the arms and rest the forehead there, or we can just nudge the elbows back a little bit. See if you can get your sit bones right back over your heels or towards your heels. And then you might even just place one hand just on the lower back and just kind of give it a little bit of a, rub or a little bit of a push down towards the heels there. The other arm supporting you so you don't strain the neck by pressing the forehead into the mat. Just notice that. Now, as we come forward onto our forearms, we can bring ourselves back onto our front and bring our left hand in front for the forehead and bring our right heel up towards the bottom. At this position, can we have the hips on the mat? And then can we reach around to get the trousers or the sock or the top of the foot? Yeah, and draw your heel towards your bottom. If we've got any issues with the knees, I'd definitely make that a little bit less. Now, you could even sling your band around your right ankle or foot there. Now, when we come into our double leg kick in a moment, I want you to be aware that the hips will want to lift when we do a little leg kick. So I want you to really work to keep our hips on the mat. At this point now, we're lengthening all the way down the front of the right thigh. I'd like you to stretch out the left leg as well to give you a bit of support. Yeah, and then if it's comfortable for the back, I'd like you to lift your chest as well. So you can lift the chest just a little bit. That will just increase the stretch generally. Not everybody's going to want to do that. Good, relax the foot, let go of the foot, and then release the leg down, lowering your upper body down if you lifted it. Switch to the other side. So now right hand in front for the forehead, kick up your left heel, extend your right leg, and then reach around to get whatever you can on this side. Draw the heel a little bit closer towards your bottom if you can. Keep your hips down on the mat, send your knee away from the hip. Good, and getting that lovely stretch down the front of your thigh. When you're ready, if it's comfortable, start to lift your chest. So you get a little bit of height on that, but we don't have to add that in. No, good. So don't strain anything, it doesn't have to be any sort of lift at all. We can just enjoy that lovely stretch. Good, inhaling. And then as we exhale, we'll release everything down. The legs come together and the arms come to the side of the body. Yeah. So for our double leg kick, it's actually 3 kicks. The legs stay together and we turn our head to camera side if we can manage that. And if you're just straight onto the camera, choose whichever side feels good.
So the shoulders are relaxed, the arms are by the side of the body and your palms are facing up at this point. Notice the legs together with the inner thighs, the buttocks are already doing a little bit of work. The hips stay on the mat. As we draw the legs in, it's 3 kicks. 1, 2, 3, and then just let the legs lengthen and low. That's just the first part. So again, notice the hips will want to lift a little bit. You might want to just lift the bottom and the hips. So try and keep the hips down. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then send the legs out. Lovely. Yeah, that's it. Go again. Legs together, heels towards the bottom. 3, 2, and 1. Keep the legs together if you can. Those feet will want to slip and slide a little bit. Good. We go again. Now we add the upper body. Inhale. 2, 3. And on the exhale, lengthen the legs. Bring your head to the center, your palms to face your thighs, and reach as if we're in the dart. So ready for the inhale, heels come to bottom, head turns to the other side, shoulders relax, 3 kicks, and then the exhale to lengthen and lift. Maybe the legs have lifted. Yeah, good, that's it. We go again. Turn to the camera side if you're with me. Inhale for 3, exhale, lengthen, lift, and stretch. Reach the fingertips towards the heels, open across the chest. Turn your head to the other direction as the heels come in on the inhale. Draw those hips down, extend the legs on the exhale. Good, lovely, beautiful. Good, now this time, could you bring your hands into your lower back? So your right hand on your lower back, your left hand on top. Good, so now when we come up, we can slide the hands across the bottom, lengthen the legs, open across the chest, and pull the hands a little bit towards your thighs. Good, we're looking towards the end of the mat, not up to the sky, a little bit towards the end of the mat, and we come down, inhaling, bringing the legs in, and then exhaling to come up to our double leg kick, draw the legs together, extend the legs. Good, and again, breath in, 2 more, inhale, relaxing the shoulders. Good, and then exhale, create that length. Yeah, looking down towards the end of your mat rather than the head. Good, one last time, I'm just looking at you. Inhale, bring the legs in. Hips stay down, exhale, lengthen, lift, slide the hands along the bottom, open across the chest, and then gradually start to release the arms. Take the hands under the shoulders, I'm impressed. Bring yourself all the way up. And then again, back into our wide knee child pose, just to release your back. You've done absolutely brilliantly again. Forehead towards the mat, arms stretched out ahead of you. And then both hands over towards our right side, so your body comes with you. Get that stretch into the left side body, and then bring your hands through to the center and over to the other side, to the left side. So you get the stretch through the right side of the body then. Inhale and exhale. Well done. Now let's bring ourselves just back to 4-point kneeling. Stay with me, gang. We've got literally 1 minute on our hands here. Claire, if you wanted, you can do the same thing on your forearms instead. Yeah, absolutely fine to do that. Space between the ears and the shoulders. I want a long lengthened spine. So again, maybe use your camera. Check your back hasn't collapsed, your shoulders haven't collapsed, but definitely we're not rounding. So we want that, just that natural little curve in the lower back. Tuck your toes, take a breath in. Firm up your hands and forearms. Exhale, fire up your pelvic floor, so that lift from the back passage, and lift both knees. Hold 5. Good, I'm watching. Hold 4. Try the forearms, Claire. Hold 3. Yeah, try the forearms, that'll be better. Yeah, good, good. Oh, 2. Hang on a minute, and then it's 1. That's it. And then lower the knees down, recover. Kneeling leg pull prone, quite often used as a prep for the plank, yeah? So we go again. We've got 2 more. So again, space between the ears, long lengthened spine. Yeah, I'm liking this. Tuck the toes, take a breath in. Good, exhale, lift the knees. It's just a little inch off the mat. Yeah, see what happens when we come to that pelvic floor connection. So if we think back passage and we just lightly connect, might feel that strength in the tummy. And then we pop the knees down and we recover. Lovely, you've got 1 more to do. We're nearly there. So tuck the toes again, firm up the hands. Notice the forearms are firm, the space between the ears and the shoulders, the length through the spine. And again, lift the knees, lift the knees. Good. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. Hold 5. Good, hold 4, back position doesn't change. Head is lifted in line with the spine. 2,
Yeah, good. And 1, ready to lower yourself down. Well done. Come onto your forearm on your side for me. Come on, you can do it. Stretch out that top leg. Good, just 1 side bend and we stay. Yeah, so your elbow is directly under your shoulder. Sorry, we're up on the forearm, that's it. Your elbow directly under your shoulder. Some of us were lying down there in hope, I think. Good, bottom leg bent, top leg straight. You can see the whole of your leg. Good, and then when you're ready, inhale up, lift the hips. Exhale, reach the arm up to the sky. Yeah, so you're up on the forearm, that's it. Good, and then when you're ready, next exhale takes that top arm and maybe stretches it overhead. Now, good, lovely. Underside is lifted, top side stretching, and then float the top leg. Good, hold 5. Inhale, exhale, hold 4. Good, keep lengthening through the fingertips. Press into that bottom shin as well, 2. Good, and 1, and then we lower the top leg. Notice the stretch again, and then we'll lower the hips down and we go straight over to the other side. So we can bring ourselves round, maybe even just give yourself a little hug, stretch out the back. Inhale and exhale. And then pop over onto your other side. Bring yourself back onto your forearm. Your elbow is directly under your shoulder, your bottom leg bent and your top leg straight. There's a lovely line through the body, so the spine is just in its natural position, open across the chest. Inhale, we lift the hips, they just quietly lift. Yeah, we can see that top leg, top foot on the ground. Good, arm comes up. Lovely, and then if we want to, we can exhale the arm over the head. Yeah, lovely. Notice that long line through the body, only an option. Notice your bottom shin, that will help you, and then the top leg floats. Just floats a little bit off the ground. We don't have to do that. But just notice how the center of the body is having to do some work for us. 3. Good. Floating off the mat. 1. And we can lower the top leg. Notice the stretch and then reaching ourselves all the way down to bring ourselves just back to a little knee hug. I'll do a massage for the spine, rolling like a ball. We'll do that and then we'll grab our chair. So could we, if we don't want to do rolling, so if that's going to be a little bit too much for the back, we could just do a nice little rounded position. We could do a spine stretch forward if we wanted, or we could even just kind of pause for a few breaths if we prefer. Rolling like a ball. So hands to the shins, heels draw in and the toes lift. So notice now you've come from your sit bones all the way to the back of the sit bones, off the sit bones and onto the tailbone and almost at the back of the tailbone. And then kind of notice that point of balance that you're on now and notice how your abdominals are just kicking in. If you start to move your legs a little bit, you'll feel your abdominals having to work. So from here, we're rolling back on the inhale, tuck of the chin, only onto the shoulders, inhaling back and exhaling back to our seated position. Yeah, good. I'm just going to watch this one. Yeah, so a tuck of the chin, inhaling as we head back, exhaling balance. Yeah. And again. Yeah. Sit. Yeah, good. Lovely. Beautiful. Good. Well done. And the last one coming up. Well done if you're having a break from that one. Good. And then pausing there. Lovely. Could you now grab your chairs for me and place your chair towards the one end of your mat so you'll be able to lie down on the other side, on the rest of the mat. Yeah. I'm just going to put my blanket on top, only because I've got this plastic chair, just so it feels more comfortable. It doesn't really matter too much, but I've just got that on there like that. And then I'm coming quite close to the chair. We're going to lie down and bring ourselves just to put the heels on top. And it doesn't, at this point, you could have a little bit of your lower leg on the chair as well, so your calf if you want to. So what I'd like us to do, just for maybe 10 breaths, is actually just relax for a moment.
If the blanket or cushion doesn't work for you, then obviously just take it off. So I'd like you just to relax your thighs. Notice your back resting on the mat. And just almost notice in this position where we've taken the weight of the legs out of it, haven't we? But we're still in quite a nice, you know, like we'd be in a knee hug, wouldn't we? Kind of position. Kind of that sort of sense for the back, but a real sense of widening across the back of the pelvis, giving the back of the body some space. Just letting everything relax in the tummy muscles, the pelvic floor muscles. When we breathe in, we could breathe all the way in to our pelvic floor. When we breathe all the way into the chest and the waist, the tummy, and all the way into the pelvic floor. So we can feel the pelvic floor releasing, letting go. Let's just try a couple more breaths here, totally relaxed. No tension in the thighs, almost like the legs are kind of not part of the body. And then when we're ready, we can leave the right leg where it is, draw the left leg up to the sky. Again, the back's resting on the mat, and we can hold behind the left thigh. We're going to add a point and flex. So toes up on the inhale, heel up on the exhale. And we're just trying to get some length all the way down the back of our left leg, aren't we here? So just trying to get that lovely lengthening. So it might be that your knee is still bent. Yeah, absolutely fine, but you can still feel a stretch in the body of the back of the thigh. Circle your ankle 3 and 2 and 1, and then the opposite way, 3 and 2 and 1. Stretch the leg up a little bit more and see if you can bring it in towards you a little bit more. Good, and then recover there. Now, while we're here, because we've got our right leg where it is, we could now place the left foot onto the thigh. And there's kind of your nice little buffer there, just to get a stretch into that buttock and outer thigh. And it might mean that you then bring your right leg a little bit closer towards you. You might even shuffle your bottom closer to your chair. But you can use it just as a little bit of stability. So you've got your right foot resting on the chair, your right foot's resting on your chair, and your left foot onto your thigh. Well done. Good, and we'll come out of that, just releasing the left leg, pausing, and then stretching the right leg up, same as we did a moment ago. So enjoy this. Good, we can add a little point and flex, toes up on the inhale, heel up on the exhale. Good, notice the back of the thigh, less into the back of the knee if you can manage it, so soften the knee if it feels better for you. Relax the shoulders, maybe even close your eyes just to enjoy this. A little bit deeper there, looking into the body, noticing what you're feeling, circling the ankle. Good, and then circling the other way, inhaling and exhaling as we go. Good, and then see if we can draw the leg in a little bit closer, stretch the leg up towards the sky, but keep the pelvis on the mat. As you lengthen that leg, notice all the way down the back of the thigh. Good, then as we bend the knee, again, the left leg stays where it is, and we can place our right leg onto that thigh. So again, we've got the support of the chair here to maybe find quite a generous stretch into the buttock and outer thigh. And if we prefer, we can bring the left leg in or send the bottom a bit closer to the chair. So whatever's going to work for you, but just kind of relax the left leg enough for us to enjoy that stretch on the right. So we don't have too much tension going on there on the left. Good, finding a stretch, finding a bit of release into that right buttock and hip. Good, and then we're there. So if you budged forwards to the chair, budge back, unravel your right leg, put both heels onto your chair, and then not quite a right angle. So if I brought my bottom closer or my feet closer to me, I'd create a right angle there. What I'd like us to have is just a tiny bit less than a right angle, or more than a right angle, should I say. So then notice the arms at the side of the body, space between the lower back and the mat, and the heels just resting on top of your chair. A spine mobility here. This is what I want this to be about to start with. So imprinting your back. Notice the legs stay still, and then you're peeling, your heels stay still, and you're peeling your spine up and away off the mat. Now, with the position of the chair, it means we have access a little bit more to the spine. So I'm not asking you to come too high, but rolling up maybe to the shoulders and then rolling all the way back down. Yeah, so imprint the back on the inhale. Good, and then ease your way up. Anytime you want to, you can put your feet on the ground and just enjoy our, traditional bridge. Yeah, lovely. And we've been working on coming up, haven't we, rather than coming up and back in the bridge. So the difference is that we don't put any extra tension into our neck and shoulders. So you're curling your spine up, your sit bones are going to the back to the knees as you come up towards the back of the shoulders, and then gradually coming back down. Now notice, yes, the backs of the thighs, but notice those glute muscles. We're not even thinking about that, are we? But they're having to do so much work. We're going to do 2 more before you get really cross. Inhaling, imprinting, and then wheeling, curling your spine up. Notice there's still length in the back of the neck. You're not scrunching your chin to your chest, your chin maybe a little bit up towards the ceiling to give you a bit of space there just to breathe and to enjoy. We've got 1 more to do, but you could have a breather if you've had enough now. Yeah, good. Imprint the back on the inhale, smooth and steady on the exhale to come up to your shoulders. Use your forearms for support. Your knees and feet are in hip width, and then gradually come back down. Inhaling and exhaling to return to your start. Well done. Relax. Good. Okay. So we can now bring the knees in. Maybe just squirrel the legs over to one side and then push our chair out of the way. Absolutely brilliantly done. Good, and then come back onto your back. Let's just stretch the right leg up. Good, and then stretch the left leg up. Just to release, we'll do that 1 more time each side. Good, stretch the right and then stretch the left. Good, and then we come back onto our mat. Cushion or blanket into the back of the head if we wanted it, and then space between the lower back and the mat. Come with me into a lovely starfish. This is just a lovely rebalancer before we head into a little bit of abdominal work. So right arm and left leg. Exhaling the arm over your head, space between the ear and the shoulder, left leg is long. Good, inhale and exhale to bring the arm all the way back. Well done. Good. Can you keep the pelvis still? So this is just going to bring us into our next little section now. And this is where we're going to work on our pelvis staying fairly still, our back staying still. While you're here, could you notice that the sacrum, just above the coccyx, that's the center. That's the center of our hip position, isn't it? That's what I want you to keep really still. So kind of think of that, or think of the pelvis still, think of spirit level on the hips and the bubble just right in the center, maybe by your tummy button. 1 more each side. So exhale the leg long and lengthening, space between the ear and the shoulder, fingertips to toes. Good, and then gradually coming back to recover. Here's our last time. Exhaling the left arm and the right leg, lovely. Good, and inhaling and exhaling to come back. So the pelvis stays exactly where it is. Arms stay at the side of the body but hover off the mat. Then our left knee comes over the hip. Decide if this is you or the right knee joins the left, with you keeping everything still in the pelvis. Have we done that? Have we done that? Good, so arms are just hovering. Single leg stretch left to right. Left leg stretches out on the exhale. Inhale, bring the knee back. Now soften the rib cage, and the backs of the ribs are resting on the mat as well. Quite easy to pop the chest up here, so then the back starts to arch a little bit away from the mat. So calm the ribs, Soften the ribs, soften the breastbone. Good, reach and return. We're nearly there. Exhale, arms hover, space between the ears and the shoulders, and returning. Beautiful. One more each side. Looking good. Exhale away. Remember, the back isn't moving. Inhale back. Don't rush it. Stretch, reach, and lengthen. And then return back to our start. Now, lower the arms down. Stretch the left leg up to the sky and exhale the left leg to the ground. It doesn't have to get there. Touch the heel. If you wanted, it's going halfway. Inhale back. Good. Lengthen the leg without pressing the back into the mat. Go again, 2 more. Exhale the long leg. Now remember, it could be a bent knee. I'm absolutely fine if you wanted to do that. Good. Last time, exhale the leg away. Again, double check what's happening in the back. Yeah, the tummy. Inhale the leg back to the start and then bend the knee. Right leg goes up. Good. Exhale, the right leg goes all the way down. Maybe the heel can touch the ground. Maybe you've gone halfway, and then sweep the leg back. Is your pelvis still? Is your back still? Are the abdominals staying, fairly concentrated there without even really thinking about too much of that engagement? Yeah, lovely. And then the legs come all the way back to the start. We're nearly there. And then hover the arms again. Toe tap the left foot to the floor as both arms go all the way over the head. Now pause. This is where we'll want to arch the back, push the tummy out and bring the ribs up. Obviously I'm exaggerating, but you're going to keep everything in that alignment. So the backs of the ribs are on the mat, the space between the back and the mat. Hang on a minute, did I do both arms? Yes, good. And then coming all the way back, arms to the side of the body. Now toe tap the right as both arms go over the head, exhaling. This is where the back will want to arch, and inhale, relax as the arms come back. Yeah, so it's a toe tap towards the end of the mat if you wanted to make that a little bit harder, so the leg goes a little bit away from you. Inhale, coming back. Good, exhale, maybe to the end of the mat, but we've still got a bent knee. Notice the back stretching as well. Notice the shoulders maybe having a bit of work there. One more each side. So toe tap. And then coming back. You're doing absolutely beautifully, gang. Good, and then one more time. So exhaling, you could have one foot on the floor throughout. And then inhaling now, interlace the fingers, imprint your back. Not everybody's going to add this in. Slide the hands into the back of the head. And we don't tend to do too much curling up because we can get so much abdominal work without that curl up. Good. If we wanted, hands slightly in the back of the head, nod your chin to chest. Let the back imprint as you lift towards your waistband. Now remember, you might have the hands in the back of the head, but the head down. Yeah, because that's going to be better for you today. Left leg stretches out, pause. Left leg comes back in. Right leg stretches out, have a pause, and then come back in. Good, exhaling the leg away, inhaling as you come back. Good, now make sure you've got a light abdominal connection. So all we need to think about is drawing the front of the body down towards the mat. So kind of pull everything down. Now we could still have our connection with our pelvic floor from the back passage. And then only if we wanted would we make this into the crisscross. And again, not everybody's going to do this. So now as we stretch out the left leg, we rotate the left elbow to the right knee. Come back through to the center, it's this slow. Today, exhale the right elbow to the left knee. Inhale, come back to your central position. Good, 4 to go, exhale. Now remember, you might have your head down and be working on the leg movement. And you're definitely not worrying about twisting. Oh, you're just keeping your upper body still. One more each side. Can you draw the left elbow to the right knee? Touch. Return, super slow. We are nearly there. Right elbow to left knee. And return to your start. To lower your head, slowly release the arms. Lower the legs down. And take a breath. Separate your feet so they're as wide as the mat, and then bring your arms as wide as the mat as well. Yeah, pause there. Sorry, arms wider than that. Roll your legs to the left. Inhaling, and bring them back on the exhale. Really well done, gang. Same to the other side. Good, and easing over. Over to the left. And then over to the right. You've done absolutely brilliantly. Just going to wind down now with some lovely moves here. Good, over to our left. and over to our right. Good, let's do that again, just 4 more times in total. Maybe turning the head away from the legs, maybe not, maybe just moving the head as we want. 1 more each side. And our last time. When you come back to the centre, draw the legs together, and then take both legs over to the left, but the legs are together now, and you're on the outside edge of your outside foot. And then see if you can get a little bit more into the hip and the waist, and see if you can turn the head away from the legs now. Inhale and exhale. Okay, when you're ready, slowly return the feet to the floor. Take the legs over to the opposite side, turning your head away from the legs. Well done. Just relax into it, enjoy that. Outer thigh, hip, waist, maybe all that lovely rotation through the spine. And then gradually, let's bring ourselves back just to our start position. Let's take a slow roll over to our side. Welcome to Monday morning, start of a new week. Let's just have one last round into cat. Return to our long back. Tuck the toes, walk the hands back to the feet. Let's lower the heels. And then gradually, with a nice deep knee bend, inhale our way up, just kind of a flow. As we bring ourselves up to our start. Well done. Double arm circles, just back to where we were, inhaling and exhaling. Take a deep inhale, let the shoulders lift with you, let the waist stay long. Notice the back of the body stretching as well. One more time, inhaling, soften the wrists and the elbows, reaching the arms a little bit back if we wanted. Take the right ear to your right shoulder, reach both fingertips down towards the ground, or both hands down towards the ground. Good, release as you bring your head back to the center, ear to the shoulder on the opposite side, and again, reach the fingertips down towards the ground. Inhale and exhale. Let's do that one more time each side. Really well done, gang. Ear to shoulder. Fingertips head down to the ground. Release, and our last stretch. Ear to shoulder on the opposite side. Fingertips down to the ground. And then bring ourselves all the way back to standing. Great work. Brilliant work. Good. Nice to see you.